our spirit? What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Ranae is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Ranae.
Good Monday morning, everybody. This is DeEtte here, School Through Spirit with the Edge Network, coming to you every Monday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, to bring a little bit of spiritual awareness to our everyday living with the hopes of making life a little bit easier, maybe just understand it a little bit better. As you know, for the top half of the hour, we talk about everything spiritual. I do use Neil Donald Walsh's book as an inspiration, so we're going to flip to a page, see what comes up. And then literally I'm just going to connect to spirit and say, hey, come on in. Let's kind of go over this type of stuff. Then we're going to do some breaks. And then after the break, we're going to come back to do my 5-card stud using a highlighted deck that's been sent to me. This week is Seeds of Light. Seeds of Light. I don't know if you can see that with all the glare. This is an oracle deck by Danielle Venables. And it is a Muse Oracle Press. Muse Oracle Press. So lots of colors, lots of bright colors. So not bright really, I guess they're kind of muted and pastel, but I think it's really pretty. So let's get started. I have no clue where we're going to flip to today, so let's just go. Oh, okay, Game of Life. I almost thought I was going to do one more, but oh, I think we did that already. The Game of Life. Let's show you the picture. Gorgeous. It's gorgeous. We are going to put some glasses on. So it says, I have devised a way for you to create a new and know who you are in your experience. So it says, I've devised a way for you to create a new and know who you are in your experiences or in your experience. I did this by providing you with, I can't read again today, guys. I did this by providing you with, number one, relativity, a system wherein you could exist as a thing in relationship to something else. Okay. Number two, forgetfulness, a process by which you willingly submit to total amnesia so that you can not know the relativity is merely a trick and that you are all of it. Number three, consciousness, a state of being in which you grow until you reach full awareness, then become a true and living God, creating, experiencing your own reality, expanding and exploring that reality, changing and recreating the reality as you stretch your consciousness to new limits, or shall we say, to no limit. In this paradigm, consciousness is everything. Consciousness, that of which you are truly aware, is the basis of all truth and thus of all true spirituality. And what is the point of all this? It is so that you can create who you are and who you want to be. This is the act of God being God. It is me being me through you. This is the point of life. This is the point of life. Wow. I think we've talked about this before. But apparently, not only do you need it, but I need it also. So let's go there. Let's go there. The Game of Life. And I will tell you what, this might be one of the biggest questions I get from people. Like, why are we here? Why are we doing this? Like, what in hell is the madness that we are living? I also get a lot from people going, oh, God, when I'm done here, I'm never doing this again. Like, when I die, I'm not coming back. There's no way in heck you're going to bring me back to do this again. I will tell you what, those are words for the young. Those are words for the young. As we age and as we get older and as we start to understand and we pull our heads out of that area of which we get stuck. That's how long we struggle. That's how long we struggle. So relativity is such where you can exist as a thing in relationship to something else. No, that almost becomes scary. Why? Because when you're looking at existing in relationship to something else, it tells you so that you have something to compare. So you have something to compare. So you have something to understand. Okay, we're going to break this down as simply as I possibly can get it in the way that I'm kind of receiving it right now. And to me, it's kind of scary because I always hear, don't compare yourself to somebody else. Don't ever compare yourself to somebody else because blah blah blah. But at the same time, if you don't compare, if you don't look, if you don't understand, you don't really know what's possible, do you? You have a thought process, but based on a thought process, where do you go? So let's take this back, way back. Okay, let's think about light, just light. Okay, if if somebody not had not experienced fire, they would have never experienced light. They would have never experienced being able to put light into something and harness light and be able to take light with you. Okay. So therefore you had to have the first source of light that was created by something outside of the sun to compare to get something else. Okay. So therefore you got the first source of light and somebody at some point went, I wonder if I can get that to travel. Let's see if we can put that in and harness it and take it with me so I can see someplace else, which is really kind of huge if you think about it. And then somebody went, let's make this a little easier. Let's make this into a something that's easier for us, easier to transport other than this big old thing. And candles were made and all this wonderful stuff. And then eventually somebody seen that light and then seen the danger of that and how it really wasn't really doing as much as it could do. And found what they felt was easier in electricity. And light was born through electricity. And of course, now look what we do. We have found all different ways to illuminate our worlds. So you see how somebody's seen one thing, and because they had something to compare it to, they were able to invent or create something else. Okay, so that's that relativity thing. That's going. I want to be different. I want to change myself a little bit. So therefore, you see something else that you like, and you decide to recreate it within yourself or outside of yourself. Maybe in a different way, maybe in the same, who knows? You get this forgetfulness thrown in there. Now I'll tell you what, forgetfulness is probably the hardest thing there is, at least there is for me. Because I seem to always be in a constant state of, ugh, God, I wish I could remember. And it's not that I'm actively going, I want to remember everything that I need to remember, because quite frankly, we are never going to remember everything we know in spirit form while we're in earth. We're not, because if we did, it really would be useless for the lifetime. I mean, remembering would be awesome, don't get me wrong, but if you knew everything you knew then, you would just recreate the simplest form instead of learning a whole new life, a whole new experience, a whole new way of getting through this. I know that sounds just ironic or stupid or whatever, but moronic, I think is the word I was looking for. But quite frankly, when you don't know, it's kind of like rock climbing. If you do the same path over and over again, it gets kind of boring. Why? Because you know the path. You know exactly where to put your feet, you know where to put your hands. You get great time, and that's all you're really doing at this point is trying to beat your last time. But if you really want a better experience, you find someplace else to climb, someplace your hands and your feet haven't been. You know you've done it before, you know how to do it, but you don't know you don't know the journey. And that's where that forgetfulness comes into. Because even though we've been there, done that, we know all the possible outcomes. It would be no fun if we knew how to take the journey to get to the destination. There'd be no fun in that. There'd be no reason to come. So we get the amnesia to say, hey, there you go. We're going to put you here. It's kind of like Naked and Afraid on, on Discovery or whatever. We're going to take you and strip you of all your clothes. We're going to put you someplace. And you got to make yourself someplace else to safety. We're not going to give you any tools to get there. Not even clothes on your back. And what fun will that be? And they seem to really enjoy it, and we enjoy watching it. I think I've watched it twice. But anyway, it was still a lot of fun. And just to watch their journey of creating clothing, creating shoes, creating shelter, creating food sources, creating heat, creating warmth, cleaning all of it to get to a destination they didn't know where they're going to. But they succeed. And each one of them, when they get off the island, go, oh my God, what an experience it was. It was awesome. They knew they were getting dropped off, AKA being born. They knew they were going to make it to safety, AKA getting back to heaven. But how they're going to do it is really the journey. So that's why we have to forget. That's why we can't know everything. Even though we think if we knew it'd be easier, we wouldn't feel very accomplished. So it goes into that consciousness thing. Consciousness. Becoming fully aware. And that's what really we're here for, is not just experience, but to become fully aware. So as we're on this journey, you know what? You look at, it's so beautiful because when we're young and we're born so innocent, and we're born fully conscious. We're born knowing it all. We really are. We remember everything. That's the cool thing about amnesia. We don't start with amnesia. It kind of slowly gets into it. Slowly forms. Okay? By a certain age, it's fully intact. To where you think you can remember, but we really don't care. And we're influenced by everything around us. I mean, think about a child, they use their mouth to learn. They put everything in their mouth to learn because they're experiencing through taste. They're experiencing through that tactile of their mouth. And if you think about the mouth and every other part of the body, the mouth really is that first sensory to taste, to digestion, to taking in the information of what you're putting into your body. And it's so neat to see that that's what children use to start learning. And parents take things away that's not safe to put in their mouth, which is probably a good idea. But then they learn that. And they're influenced by everything. You send them off to school and they have friends, and then they have enemies, and they have bullies, and they have laughter, and they have all of this amazing stuff. And they're really creating their own life. They're creating their own world. But that world really is created with the idea of what their parents give them. To be good, to play nice with others, to teach them how to punch if that needs to be. I don't know. You hear it all. You hear what they learn from church. You hear what they learn from their parents. They hear what they learn from their big brother. Maybe it's a big brother saying, I'm going to teach you how to punch. I don't know. But they learn all these things. But in none of that do they learn to be conscious. What's conscious mean? But to let go of everything, to realize everything is so much bigger than you, yet so much smaller than you at the same time. And I know that's just like, oh my gosh, which one is it? Well, it's both. It's both. Why? Because why we're here is so much bigger than us. It's huge. We're part of this huge network of learning and growing. And it's kind of like running your own race. Okay, let's go to I don't know, any race where you got to run the race and kind of get the end to talk about the race. So you get in your head because it's your own personal race, and you're running, and you got all these obstacles, and let's throw in the obstacles, and let's throw in you got to do this puzzle, and you have to figure out this rhyme, a nice obstacle course type of race. And this is your own personal race. Okay? And you're just trying to get through it the best you can today, because it's a beautiful Sunday, And why not do this on Sunday? You're going through this obstacle, which is super awesome. And everybody's finishing at different times. And you get done. And everybody goes to the area to cool down, chill out, and drink water and have a snack. And everybody starts talking about their individual race, their individual obstacle course, the rhymes they had to figure out, the riddles they had to figure out, the puzzles. Everybody's race was different. Everybody had something, but everybody got a different puzzle, and everybody else got a different rhyme. Everybody got a different mountain to climb. And when you get together and you talk about it, you're just mind blown that this was so much bigger than you thought it was, because you really thought everybody was on the same course as you were. No. Everybody's on a different course. And that's why it's very much your own course. It's your own path that you're on. And that one path is so small. And really the huge game that's happening. And your course is designed for you. What are you going to get when you get to the end? What is it you want to experience? What is it that you want to create? Now, the cool thing about this is, even though you've got this amazing course, some of it's mapped out and some of it's not. You get to recreate so much of it. You get to change it. You get to change the rules of the game. You can follow the one that you set before you when you first came. Or you can learn to create while you're here. Now, I'd like to talk about Mike Dooley at this point, because he's another one. He's to me, someday I'll get to meet Mike. He really is probably the first person that I remember coming into my conscious world. And he was the man of thoughts become reality. He coined that phrase. I think he trademarked it. Thoughts become reality. And he teaches this. He teaches it all the time. Matter of fact, I have friends that are, certified through him. And he talks about how if you want something to create, to bring it to you. You think about, you want the car. You want a car. There's a specific car you want. Say it's just I don't know, top of my head, a Ford F-250. You want a Ford F-250 and you want it to be blue, that metallic blue, and you want a 35-inch wheel. Let's make it a bigger wheel. And you want it to be lifted, and you want all the bells and whistles. And you're thinking about this in your head, and you're thinking about this truck. This is the truck you want, and you're going over it, boom, 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 boom. And next thing you know, everywhere you turn, this truck is showing up. Like you've never seen this truck before, especially the specifications you put on there. Neighbor pulls up with a brand new one. Really? Go to the supermarket and there's again. What? Driving down the road and 3 of them pass you. And you're going, oh my God, what's going on here? I put that up. That's what I wanted. But it keeps missing you. Clearly you're good at creating. But you forgot to put yourself in the truck. You forgot to create the keys in your hand. You forgot to see yourself getting into it and feeling like what that would feel like. You forgot to put yourself as owning it, of signing the title. You forgot it all. The part that you own the truck. You created it all around you because that's what you've done with your thoughts. That's what you've done. You've created this amazing masterpiece that you want. And it's all around you. But it's not in your driveway. It's not in your garage. Because you didn't create that part of it. Now I do that to myself. I practice. And it's so interesting because more recently, what I've done is practicing winning the lottery. Like, I'm going to imagine myself winning the lottery. And I imagined literally $5 million in my head. I'm like, go big or go home. I'm creating $5 million to be in my bank account. Except for I didn't add the bank account. There's so much I didn't add. And I will tell you what, it is so cool because around me, people that I know are millionaires have been calling me out of nowhere that I haven't heard from in years. That's interesting. I thought, I wonder if there's something to that. Nah, must not be. And then all of a sudden I'm talking to somebody I haven't talked for a long time. And they said they're up for an inheritance. I said, oh yeah. They said, yeah, the estate was $5 million. And I went, whoa, hold on. Stand back. And that's when I realized I'm missing part of that creation. And that's what we end up doing all the time. We miss part of our creation. I miss the part about putting in my bank account. I miss the part of all of that. And that's the cool thing is you've got to kind of put it all together for it to show up. And then realize it's a snail mail. It's the neatest thing when you start working with creation. When you start realizing that you are creating your world. And you realize that that creation may not show up today. It'll probably show up later. And you start to live your life in what they call a choiceless way. That's when you start to become aware. To realize that opportunities that are coming to you today were made by things you created last week, last month, last year. And because time moves slower vibrating these bodies, but it shows up at perfect timing because you've already created it. You've already put the dynamics together. And it's going to show up at the perfect time. So when it does show up, you don't even have to make a decision of saying yes or no because it's there. You've already made the choice. You made it back when you were creating. Now, I know this sounds really complicated, yet very easy at the same time. But start to recognize that when you start to become aware, and that awareness is the creation. When you start living your life in a way going, hey, I don't want to hurt somebody else because I know what that hurt feels like. So I'm not going to create that world. I no longer want to live like I did when I was in my 20s. So therefore, I'm going to create a world that I don't have to worry about housing, food, transportation, job, all that stuff. And if you live long enough to recognize, and when I say this, because we all recognize before we die, whether we're in our 20s or 80s, but hopefully you have a long enough life to live long enough to recognize that there's so many things that we don't have to worry about. And that's really when you start to become aware and when you start to become conscious. Listen to your elders when they talk, those people that are in their 70s and their 80s. They can't be bothered by a lot of stuff that just bother you. They realized a lot of it didn't matter. They were here for something different. That's when that consciousness takes over. And that's when they look past over their whole life and they go, wow, the life I created, the magic that I experienced. It's dynamic. It's amazing. And people all the time go, wow, this is insane. But you don't start to realize that until you get to that latter part of life. But what if But what if you started to figure it out in your 40s or your 30s or your 20s? That life was about creation. That life was everything that I made of it, not somebody else. That I wasn't dealt a hand of cards that I had to play out. I wasn't given a bed that was made that I had to climb into. Matter of fact, I could look at that bed and say, I prefer a hammock. Goodbye. Start to become aware of your existence, of your footprint, how you think, how you do things, how you act. Start to become aware of those things. And realize that when you change any of one of those, you start to create a different life, a different outcome. And when you start to do that, you're going to realize you can create so many more bigger things. So for this week, take a moment to become a little bit more aware. Realize that, you know what, life isn't about being hard or being a struggle. It's about enjoying the process. And know that no matter what situation you're in, you're the one that created it. Nobody put you there but you. So if you don't like it, change it. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do our 5-card stud here with the Seeds of Light Oracle deck. I will see you in a few.
Do you or someone in your family suffer from nightmares? Is your home cluttered and you can't seem to clear it out? Your home or office may have low vibrational energy, and it could be impacting you and your family. Using the ancient techniques of dowsing, Master Dowser Annette Regalo can raise the vibration of your home or office by identifying and curing stress lines and negative vortexes that may be creating disharmony in your home or office. Annette has over 20 years of dowsing experience and is passionate about creating high vibrational spaces for others to live and work. Contact Annette today at 612-394-3736 or AnnetteRegalo.com. Explore your higher consciousness with the Edge Media Platform. We're a multimedia platform dedicated to connecting curious teachers and seekers in a safe, welcoming space. Dive into spiritual growth with our print magazine, digital content, podcasts, and in-person experiences. Whether you're seeking wisdom or sharing it, we're here to inspire and uplift your journey, here, there, and everywhere. Connect with us today.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit with the Edge Network. Coming through just to let you, to bring a little bit of awareness into everyday living. And we are going to do our 5-card stud here. Super excited about it. Just trying to figure out where I'm at in life also this next weekend at the same time. So I apologize for that. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. So let's do our 5-card stud here. If I can get it opened. Now, you might be recognizing that DeEtte is not saying hi to anybody that's been coming on. It's not that I'm trying to ignore you guys, because I'm not. But what is happening? This has been recorded. I'm sure you figured it out by now. This is recorded because I'm probably at a dentist appointment with the grandkids right now. Okay? Either way. So we are doing this. So today's oracle card is Seeds of Light Oracle deck. This is by Danielle Venables. This is a Muse Oracle Press deck. Very cool. So let's read the back. It says, may you plant seeds of light that illuminate the path to collective awakenings. Every soul came here for a reason. This 48-card deck is a devotional space for intuitive connection, remembrance, and embodiment. coded with the sacred frequency of the feminine, receptive, creative, and wise. Each card is a mirror and a message. Whether you seek clarity, affirmation, or aligned action, this oracle invites you to lead with light and root into truth. Created for visionaries, healers, cycle breakers, and new paradigm pioneers, this deck invites you to lead with light, take aligned action, and live in harmony with your truest essence. No matter who you are, you're here to see a new paradigm. Okay, so number one, I can't make this up. I do not, I don't try. I don't even try. Literally, guys, you see me open the book, go, there we go. Before, I just go down and I grab a deck and I put it up here like, okay, that's the one. I clearly do not mix and match them together. So the fact that we talked all about, being aware and conscious and creating your life, and then seeds of light, who knew? Who knew? Anyway, let's get into this a little bit. These boxes sometimes not helpful. Ooh, very pretty on the inside though. Very pretty. I think it's the outside. Nope, it's actual design in there. Awesome. So let's look at the book. Oh, they're there. They're small, but they're small. They're colored. Not sure if you can really see the images very well though. I mean, a little bit. Maybe enough to do a reading off the pictures. Not sure, but the book does have a lot of stuff in it. It's got, yeah, it just looks like a meaning to the card, an integration of the card. There we go. Yes, the meaning and then the integration is basically what it is, which is kind of cool. So I think this book's enough to put in your pocket and go from there and be able to do, easier than just grabbing the whole deck. Let's see. Huh? So nice open little piece of paper there. Okay. Oh, and I love the gold. Come on, guys. I was never a gold person until this last year. And now I'm turning into this gold person. I love my silver, but I'm also love my gold, which is just weird. I do like the artwork. Very subtle, but very beautiful. There we go. So we're playing 5 cards done. Okay, now what I'm going to ask is, since this is going to be airing the week of February 23rd, okay, the week of February 23rd, I'm going to ask these cards, what do we need to know the week of February 23rd, okay? And what I am doing is shuffling, and I'm going to pull 5 different cards, and I'm going to read them all individually, okay? Your job is to pick a number 1 through 5. To get a little bit of guidance. Now, you can pick more than one card. You can pick 1 number, 2 numbers. You can pick all the numbers. I don't really care. This is for you. Or you can wait until I'm done, because once I'm done writing all 5 cards, I'm also going to read them as a whole. Okay, so it's all 5 cards in one reading. And if you're very much like saying, hey, I can do this, you can also have multiple issues. And you can write those issues down, and you can write a number down next to them, and then you can have quite literally a reading or a little bit of guidance for all these different numbers. Okay, so I love this. So card number 1, the inner world. It says radiance within, personal paradise. I love that. Look at that card. I really love that card, only because, and I will tell you, this is what I like about the imagery. It's almost got multiple layers to the imagery. So it's lots of different things that can pull from you. Now with this, I'm looking at this card as if you pick card number 1, you've been really struggling. It's almost like kind of like walking in a fog, like trying to find your happiness, trying to find your way, trying to figure out stuff, okay? This card clearly is saying you need to stop looking outside of you, okay? This person's been walking around, hey, you need to look inside. Where is the brightest part of the card? But right here. That's the focal point right there. When you stop getting messed up by all the outside, it's coming within. It's what's on the inside that matters. I know that is just so me to say that, but it is. It's everything's coming from inside of you. It's coming from you and coming outwards, okay? everything around you is a reflection of your inner self. Okay. So start to realize if you want a paradise on the outside, you have to start feeling it on the inside. Now, does that mean you're going to start living with flowers all over? Probably not. But what it does mean is that whatever is going to make you happy, you are going to start to create on the outside of you because you're feeling it on the inside. So feel it here, radiate it out, and allow your outside environment to start to reflect your inside. Card number 2. These cards are kind of stuck together, guys. Card number 2, sovereignty. I can't believe I said that. Sovereignty and the personal power. No one has authority over you. Nobody has authority over you. Is that not dynamic? Oh my gosh, look at that card. That is phenomenal. That card screams power to me. And this ends up being huge because, quite frankly, if you pick card number 2, you feel like you have no choices. You feel like you are not the master of your own game. You feel like everybody else is making a decision and you have none. And you have given your personal power to everybody and anybody to have control over that. This card is saying, stop. Bring it back to you. Bring it back to self. You are the controller of you. Only you can say yes or no. Only you can go forward, go backwards, or stay where you're personally at. You need to take your power back. Card number 3. Card number 3. The mirror. Ooh, the mirror. Upgrade self-image. Seeing yourself clearly. Isn't that awesome? Look at all those multiple images in there. Card number 3 is really kind of stating straight up, you don't like what you see. There's something about you. You're looking in the mirror and you're going, I don't like this. I don't like where life has come to. I don't like what is happening. I look around and go, wait, what's going on? Well, this is saying you've got to look in the mirror. You're the one that's got to look and see what the reflection is looking back. Okay. If this isn't a card that doesn't scream, you have created the life around you, this is it. Okay. I know it seems to be saying it over and over again, but this really is, you have created your life. Okay. You need to start taking a hold of it. Okay. What image do you want on yourself? What image do you want on the outside of you? What image do you want to live? You need to create that image. Okay. Stop allowing somebody else to do this for you. You need to take hold. And boy, oh boy, I think I'm just kind of dragging and just kicking this one to the curb with this. You know what I mean? But upgrade your self-image. And that's what this is talking about. It's time to upgrade. It's time to change this. What do you want for yourself? Okay. You're hitting kind of rock bottom and you're going, what do I want? What do I really want? It's time to make the choice. It's time to stop just getting up and doing whatever every morning. It's time to start making a conscious choice as to what you want. Right? Okay. Card number 4. Ugh. They're kind of stuck together, guys. Card number 4, Rebel, reinvent, innovate. You're here to be different. You're here to be different. I like this card. I like this card. Why? Because there's a bunch of people going, Okay. I like this because if you pick card number 4, you have been going along for the ride. You've been going along for the ride, which means, you know what? You're going, okay, this is a job I picked. This is a husband I picked. This is a wife I picked. This is this I picked. And you stop like in one end or more of those things. There's something in your life that you just went, I've been doing this for so long, but I just decided to do it. Why? Because I picked it a long time ago. This is a bet I made for myself. I'm getting in, blah, blah, blah. And this card is telling you to stop. This card is simply saying, guess what? It's time to kick all that idea to the curb. If it doesn't fit anymore, let it go. If the life you created for yourself does not fit anymore, it's okay to look in the mirror and go, it's not fitting for me. This one is telling you it's time. So look around. If you've been thinking about quitting your job, it might be time to put some more thought into that. If you've been thinking about, moving across the country, it might be time to put some more thought into that. This card is saying it's time to be that rebel. It's time to say, I'm going to do something for me and I'm going to kind of move on with my life. Card number 5, voice, courageously express, channel your truth. Okay. I like this card probably better than any card in here. Why? Because this card is screaming. You're ready to scream to the top of the hills. Why? You've done the work in here. You've figured it out. You've went, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Why? Because you went in here, it doesn't work. Something in here is not right. You've done the inside work, you've explored, you've pondered, you've done it all. And you went, this doesn't click anymore. And you've decided to change it up. And that's what this card's about, is because you finally got a voice. You found your inner truth. You found what's going to fit for you. And now you decide to go forward with it. So card number 1 is your inner world, 2 is sovereignty, 3 is mirror, 4 is rebel, and 5 is voice. Now, when I'm looking at these decks, I think this was mapping itself out from the beginning. This week is all about change. This week is all about change. Why? Because this week you're really starting to look at your life going, you know what? Yeah. Stuff is starting to kick in. Stuff is starting to click for you. And you're going, I want to change a few things up. Doesn't mean necessarily you're just going to, leave your spouse and move, to Alaska. This means I'm going to start changing things up. Things don't necessarily resonate anymore. Whatever that resonation might not be, it doesn't resonate anymore. And you're going, you know what? It's time to shift. It's time to change. You finally figured it out in the inside here that this is not making you happy. And you decide to go, you know what? I'm going to flip this up. I'm going to make a difference. I am recognizing I'm not the same person I was 5 years, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and my surroundings has to change with me. And that's what this week is about. It's not necessarily about all of it happening this week, but what it does say is that, guess what? You finally come to that point where you finally recognize it and you're ready to change now. This week is all about being ready and recognizing that you're ready. I like this deck, guys. I like this deck a lot because this deck, it can be really heavy and it can be really light, but I think it's a deck that's going to give guidance, if that helps. Now, where is DeEtte this week? Now, remember, guys, that was Seeds of Light Oracle by Danielle, Venables, and this is a Muse Oracle Press. So where is DeEtte this week? That's what I was trying to find out before we came back on. Well, DeEtte's got the weekend off. DeEtte's got the weekend off. Okay, I don't know how that happened. DeEtte's got more weekends off this year than she has in the past years. Why? Because DeEtte is just changing up. That's all, just changing. So I am on podcast. So I'm on a podcast Tuesday, February 24th. I do believe it's a date. Let me double check on that. Yes, Tuesday, the 24th, 9 p.m. I'm on Red Road Paranormal, and that's with Bobby Resnick-Calkins. Bobby Resnick-Calkins. He's an amazing guy. He's a good friend. I mean, he's a good friend that I never get to see. You know what I mean? And we never get to talk. And we get a brief hug and we're, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And we're on our way. Super amazing guy, though. You're going to love him. But I am on his podcast. We've tried to figure it out date for so long. He's on different podcasts and we're finally making it happen. So that is Tuesday, February 24th, 9 p.m., Red Road Paranormal, or Red Road, I think it's Red Road. Oh my God, he's Red Road Paranormal. Lord, I think he's Red Road Podcast. Look at Bobby Resnick-Calkins. You'll find it. I've been looking at it over and over and over again. I love this though, because again, it is, keep looking over and over again. I'm trying to find, Red Road Paranormal. It's a podcast. There we go. And again, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it is Red Road Paranormal. It is a podcast on Tuesday evenings, 9 p.m. And February 24th is when you're going to see me. Okay. Where am I at after that, though? Let's give you a little bit better of an idea if you want to see me in person. Let me see. Next weekend, which is March 6th, 7th, and 8th, you will find me in Chicago area at Days of the Dead. I believe we're at the Marriott. I will be there with Tri3 Productions, along with all of my, my co-conspirators of Tri3 Productions. I'll also be there with Adeline. She's doing her temporary tattoos, and she's a proud member. She will tell the world she's a member of Tribe 3, and she's so excited to be that and represent, which is super awesome. So again, you'll be able to find me with her at Days of the Dead in Chicago. Just look up Days of the Dead Chicago and you'll find exactly where we're supposed to be. I will be doing readings Saturday, Sunday, or Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. Adeline will be doing temporary tattoos. It's always an amazing time. So come on in and see us. And other than that, who knows where I'm going to be. So I do hope you enjoyed this broadcast, this part of the show. I will see you again very, very soon. Remember, this was a recording show, but the reading was specifically for February 23rd and the week of that. You guys have a great day. See you next week. Bye-bye, guys.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like DeEtte. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek DeEtte. As a master teacher, DeEtte studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help DeEtte better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with DeEtte. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with DeEtte is simple. Just visit her website, DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with DeEtte. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let DeEtte guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and DeEtte can help. Just visit DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us.